Hello everybody, I'm back with day 6 for my holiday daily, and this is day 5 if you've been watching along with me. So I'm going to be using the back of this page protector here in my pocketbook, and I have 3 photographs. So the problem with that is that if I use these 3 photographs, I don't have any place to journal. Although I guess I could, because I have this big blank space here, so I could write right on that space. I could find, you know, a label to fill in there. I could do that kind of thing. But I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I remembered last night when I was thinking about this, and I'll tell you quick what these pictures are before I get into this. I am a massage therapist, in case you don't know that, and this is my room at work. And this, for the first time, I've just changed jobs and I'm now independent. I'm out on my own, and this is my room, and it's the first time I've really been able to decorate for Christmas. So and the cool part is these decorations happen to be in the space that I or you know, the person who owns the building had these decorations, so I'm using them and they match perfectly. Anyway, so that's what these photos are of. This is not a particularly good photo. I love this photo and I love this ornament, so I really like these two, but I wanted to show these 2 ornaments, and this is kind of a blank wall because there's a plan for this wall that's not happened yet. But anyway, so I don't need to feature this photograph, but I want it documented. So I remembered last night when I was thinking about these photographs, and what I was going to do is I have these Simple Stories pockets. They're called, it's from Snap Studio, and they're photo flips. They're a variety pack. So there's 4x6, 4x4, and 3x4 photo flips. And what you do is you just attach these to your page protector, and you can add another space to document in, or whatever you're going to do. So I'm looking at this and thinking, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do this right away. I'm just going to take the little piece off here, and I just realized that, let's see, where's the opening for this pocket? Okay, so the opening is right here. So if I put it on here, the opening is there, and I almost have to do that because if you look at this, otherwise my photograph would be in the spine. So be careful about that when you put these on. I hadn't considered that until just now as I was adding this in. So I'm just going to line this area up here and that area there, and that's pretty good. So now I have this other space, and now my photograph can go right here, right behind. Now the other thing, as I'm looking at this, so I'll need something obviously here, and as I'm thinking about this, I'm going to have to watch what's going on here, because really when you put this pocket in, you have 2 spaces, because you have the front of this and the back of this. And I think I'm going to set this up so that my photographs are all together, since it's the room. So I'm going to just put this here so you can see this as I talk about this, because here's another something that I'm thinking about. So here's my 2 photographs, and I'm going to switch which side they're on. The reason being, if you look at this photograph, all the weight, because of my dark shelf here, is on the left of the photograph, and this piece here is towards the right. So it's kind of leading you off the page. Now, because of the way this is, there'll be another page here, but it's leading me off the story. The other thing is there's a dark wall right here, so all the weight of the photograph, or that darkness in the photograph, is to the right. So let me take a good look at that. So that's how they look this way. Now I'm going to just switch them, and that's how they look. And I like that much better, that there's just it just fits better. So all right, so that's the answer to that. Now I'm going to take out, I might do something with this spot. This photograph, I think I'm happy with the way it is right now, and I think this one sits right behind that Joy. Yes, it sits in a thicker pocket from yesterday. So let me show you that if you remember this card. So it's already thicker, so I don't feel the need to embellish this a lot. And you know, I'll see a little bit of the photograph behind. I could, or the paper behind, I could mount this on another piece, but I'm going to see such a small part of this edge that I'm just going to mount it like that. It almost looks like I intended to frame that. There's a little bit of a gray edge to it. These photographs are largely browns and beiges, but I think if I put anything else on this, it would take away from the beauty of this photograph. So I'm going to make myself leave this alone, and I'm going to tuck it in the pocket, and I'm going to open this up this way. This has that Joy wood veneer and the enamel heart from Bella Boulevard on it. So that's, there we go. All right, so one done. Yay. All right, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the space in this photograph or the space in this photograph, but I think what I need to do now is I need to fill this pocket with something to journal on. And I pulled out my my cut-aparts from Good Cheer and Joyful, which was last year's collection. So I'm looking for a 4x6 card from the cut-aparts. And that, I like, that Celebrate, and it does have just a plain background on the back, so I could use this piece for a lot of journaling on in my book, and then just do something with the Celebrate there. So I kind of like that. That's an idea. Let's see. Ooh, and here's a this is a piece already almost cut apart, so I might use that. Let's see, this cut apart. This wood would work in here because it's kind of beige, but if I do that, kind of, this is a lot of beigey color in here. So I think I'm not going to do this one, but I could use this little magical cutout if I wanted to. My other options here are, I could use just some paper here and put in a, just put some sort of decoration on here. And I don't know that I'm wild about the back of this because it's very gray compared to the beige here. So I'd want to cover that up if I did that. I'm going to cut that, and I could also do this too so that it's lighter, but I think I really like that. I'm going to cut this Celebrate card apart here quickly, just to see what, I'm going to get rid of some of this because it's probably hard to look at for you and it's too much for me. So this is from Joyful, which was last year's Christmas collection from Alice Studio. So it looks like I'm going to have to cut this piece off here. And when I do this, then I just tuck it into like one of the journaling card packs that matches that year. The name of this paper is Oh What Fun, in case anybody wants to know, since I still have that available to me. Okay. Like I said, I like the idea of that grid on the back here. So let me see what I think about this. Yeah, I'm not, this seems very light down here and heavy up here because of the darkness up here and the light up here. So I think that this one is not going to work very well for this, and I'll have to kind of keep that in mind because if I do, I have pockets that are 2 4x6 pockets, and I could do this for a you know, an occasion where I have a lot of photographs, but I think I would rather see that up here and then like a photograph down here. I'm going to take this apart. See the kind of weight there? That the weight's better because it's light up here and dark down here. So I'll save this for another time. I think I'm going to use this paper right here. So let me cut a piece that is actually, I'm going to just put this card on it and cut around it. I do this sometimes because then it's easy for me to, it kind of matches up with what's already in the pockets. I've talked about this before. These pockets aren't true size, so they're bigger than 4x6 and they're bigger than 3x4. So you have to make the decision. I think the first year I used these snap albums, I made sure that everything was the right, quote, right size, whatever that meant. And so I would put in different things. So now the question is, okay, so this photograph also now is a little bit smaller than the piece of paper here. So I'm probably going to want to put some sort of thing to edge that. What I might do is take the scraps from this and just put along the edge. I've done that before so that it looks like I have a whole piece of paper behind it, but I really don't. So that's kind of my plan for that pocket, but let's wait and see what happens. Okay, so now I have this pocket, or this piece of paper that I need to somehow decorate, and I have my die cut packs off to my right here. I've opened them up already just because it's hard for, and I didn't put them on here because it's hard for me to take them off. And I'm just looking through. This is from Good Cheer, which was a Christmas collection 2 years ago, and it says Merry and Bright, and I like that. I like the way that looks. So that's kind of cute. So now I'm just kind of looking to see, you know, I could add other colors in here. Like there's green in some of these pieces, so that might be a nice way to do that. That's too much. And there's a little star here. I think that might be distracting, but what I could do is run a couple pieces of my green washi tape across this. That's an idea. And I also have these stars, and I have a heart in green as well. So let me kind of dump this out. So I could do that or this, you know, something like that. This I would probably put on the outside just because, again, it's very thick. But let's look, and then I'll probably want to get a little bit of twine to put on that. Here's my green washi tape. Let's look at that and see what I think about that. And I'm not sure I'm going to put anything on this. Okay, so I'm gonna rip a piece here and just think about what this looks like. So I'm going to probably want more than one piece as I'm looking at this. And I also, okay, so what I'm looking at here is I don't want this to end with the top of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this here like this. And I think I like the amount I have. And then I'll be able to adjust this tag up and down since I don't have that figured out there. And I didn't put it on straight. You know, I had I had all the opportunity to get it on straight, and I wasn't following the pattern here. Okay, so that's better now. That's on straight. Okay, then I'm going to take my tag and put it back on there just so I can see that. Oops. This tape is from Queen & Company, and it's a few years old, so it might be hard to find. It's kind of nice. I like it because it's a true green, and then it has just little like pine branches and snowflakes on it. Okay, I just want to make sure I have enough. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just slightly, maybe slightly overlap it and end it so that it's closer into the tag here. Grab my ATG and we'll put that on the back. And again, I'm just watching that I'm not ending this line and this line and this line, although that line is pretty close. So off it comes, and I'm ripping my tag a little here. I have two of them, but I'd rather not wreck one, just because I was ripping that off. Sometimes the ATG gives you a hard time and doesn't want to come off. So I'm not very happy that I ripped that, but oh well. Okay, so I'm going to drop this down a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so then the question is, do I want that on there? I'm not liking that green, I think, with that green. So what else could I use? And I think I want to stick with the greens or blues. I don't think I want red in there. Let's see, I do have these ornaments that work with the new Elle Studio collection, which is 'Tis the Season, so that works. Then I pulled out, this is something I bought like on sale. This is the Elle Studio. This is an American Crafts die cut pack. It's called Cookies. And I don't remember what collection this is from. Here's a little card that says no peeking, but that I don't like that with that. I have a little holly, but again, then that brings in the red, and in this case, I don't think I want the red brought in. There's a present, but that doesn't really have anything to do. Oh, this is kind of cute. Okay, I probably want to use that on this spread somewhere. Here's a red ornament, but again, don't want to use red ornament. I'm looking at my pack here, and I always save the backs of these, and I tuck it in my envelope here, and there is a green ornament in this pack if I haven't used it. I think I had this last year as well. Now, there's all these snowflakes, though, and those, even though there's no snow, I'm Christmas decorating. That would be cute. And here's a little green candy cane. So I think we're going to use, or you're not here with me. Well, you are here with me, but not quite the way I thought. Okay. I'm not seeing that green ornament. So, oh, there it is. So I'm just pulling, I'm going to pull that no peeking just in case. So I've got anything that's in the green, okay, and blue. All right, so let's look at this and see what I want to do here. We could use that one. We could use that one. That seems a little big. Actually, so does this, but I think I can make that work a little bit easier. And if I want to, let's see. There, I think I like that. I think anything else is a little bit too much. Now, if I wanted to, if I was doing a regular scrapbook layout, I definitely would put this up on some foam tape to give this more dimension, but I want to keep this flat because, you know, I'm on day 6. I have a whole season to go through here. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to line this point up with the edge of the tag. Make sure this isn't at the top of that. I look at those kinds of things all the time, looking at lines, because it helps your eye rest easy. If the lines don't exactly, are not exactly the same, that helps your eye. Okay, and I think we're gonna just pop this one like this, so that's a little bit below. Oh, I like the way that came out. And I think what I'll do here is I'm just going to write the date on here. Grab my pen here, which yesterday was November 29th. I write the date and then what day. Well, ooh, and that I need to get a date sticker on here somewhere as well. I forgot about that. I could have put that in here, and now that kind of leaves me wondering. I'm going to run and grab my twine. I keep my twine in this little scar box here. So I have this. I thought I had a bluer twine. Ah, there we go. Let's see. Oh. So I'm kind of in between, but I also could use some green too. And maybe that's what we'll do, because I'm not sure that I definitely don't like that because that's way too blue. Let's take these pieces off. I'm definitely going to look at these pieces though, because I still might want to use those on the back of this or on some of these pieces. I could also put my number right here with, that's what I might do with. Use this green up here and put my number on there. Okay, so twine. Yeah, that's good. I'm just going to cut a piece of that. I do have a fabric scissors that I could cut this with, but that seems like a lot of work. Just to go grab that, and I don't like how this edge is here, so I'm just going to cut that off. Pop that in there. Just give it a little tie there, and then I'm going to actually glue the top of this tag down because it'll keep the twine from moving out on me. Okay, now the question is, if this was a normal pocket, the twine could just stick out the top, but it can't. So what I'm going to do, and remember I have to keep that, I'm not going to slide this in now that I think about it because I have other things to do here. All right, so then I've decided what I'm going to do here. So let's get this done. Then I'm going to use this tape here. We'll do a little piece. I'm just trying to decide. I don't want that in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tear it off because I can wrap it around the photo. And I'm going to put it more towards the bottom. Make sure that that line of the picture, that the tape is not even with that. I'm going to come in because I want you to see this, but I also want you to see that photograph. Okay. And then I'm going to do that. Now I need a blue. I think I want to use a blue because that makes sense. Blue or white. And I need a 6. And here's an L Studio 6. I want that to come, I think, slightly above. I told you I was a massage therapist. People who watch my videos know this. I don't have long fingernails because I'm a massage therapist, and it's really hard for me to do these letters and that kind of stuff. So I'm just bringing this 6. I don't really love it all the way on there because it disappears. So I'm going to put it up above just a little bit there. And now it's crooked. There we go. Okay. Now what I can do if I want to come back, I could find a little tiny like enamel dot or something and add it into that. I also have little asterisks here that I could just add. Let's see how that looks. I don't like that. Okay, so I'm thinking I might come back with some sort of enamel dot or something right there. Even white might look kind of nice on that. Let's see if I have white in my pack here. I have a, oh, there we go. I did think about that and put them in. So I'm just going to take a little tiny white enamel dot. And what that's doing is, it's bringing all this brightness from this up to there. I'm just going to do a tiny little one. Put it on the 6 there. and then those kind of coordinate. So that pocket's done. So we have 2 of 4 pockets done. So this one, I'm going to grab this from yesterday, and I'm not going to trim the cards. I'll just tape them in. Okay, so we're a little uneven there. Okay, I'm going to cut the back of this photograph off so it doesn't show above this. Like I said, sometimes I trim, sometimes I don't. Some days it bothers me, some days it doesn't. I don't love how that looks on the back of this, but I'm afraid, I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to say if I cut this, is it going to be a problem? But I don't think it is. Okay. So this card is a little bit uneven now, but oh well. That was too much showing for me. And again, I could just put this photograph, cut it down a little bit, put it on something, but really, people are not going to be looking through this book, are not going to be looking at it that closely. Okay, so I kind of know what I want to do here. And what I'm thinking is, what I would like to do is I'm going to go back and grab that Celebrate card. And I think I have more than one of these if I want to use it. I'm going to use it on the back of this. But what that's going to do is it's going to give me that paper. So let's put those together so I can cut them if I want, so I can trim them so that they're the same. And then I'll just trim off these edges. And I need to get that edge trimmed just a little bit. Okay. All right, so now we have this to work with, which is going to go here and open up that way. And at the same time, I'm going to want to work with the opposing pockets. So what I'm going to do is pull this out of here so that I'm looking at it like this and this. So I have this kind of together. And what I'm thinking is I would like to somehow bring the washi tape in and this ornament. So the question is, I don't know that I liked this ornament on this washi tape, and I did not. So maybe what I do for this one is I find washi in the blue or the aqua color. And I've got this really cute little polka dot here, and that's what I'm going to do. And what I should have done is not glue this down until I had the tape on it. So I'm going to take this and just, I think I'll expose like, oh, there we go. I'll run it right down the middle of those two gridded lines there. I hope you can see that, sorry. Right down the middle of those two gridded lines. And now I need to open this up. I like ATG because things stick, and it's forgiving to a point. Okay. And then I'll just run this back here again. Ugh, and when I unglued that, I upset the balance here a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, so now I have that, and then what I'm going to do here is just put that little ornament on there. And let's see, do we want a snowflake maybe? Okay, if I put the snowflake on, I want it there. Yep, that's good. And again, keeping everything flat here because I want things to be flat in this book. Then I'm going to run this so that the point stays on the point of this tape here. And the the little snowflake. If I was doing this and I wasn't doing it in this pocket album here that I'm going to have a lot of things in, I would have popped that up on foam tape. I could, if I want to, add an enamel dot into this mix as well. Yeah, I'm going to see, what do I have here? I really didn't put any many enamel dots in here, so, and excuse the bed head. I'm scrapping early in the morning today. I don't have to go into work until a little bit later, so, okay, that's good. This is just a better match, and since I have a gazillion enamel dots, I'm going to make sure they match today. You know, you wouldn't need to do this. I'm going to just use one of the more medium-sized enamel dots here. I'm going to pop that down here. And one of the things this is doing, the reason I'm putting this in, I don't always do this, but odd numbers look better to our eye most of the time. So that's what I did. Now there's 3 things right here. All right, so that card is done and it's ready for me to journal on, which as I do, I'll do that when you're not watching, because that's sometimes that takes a lot and I like to have the time to think about it. Now, one thing I need to do here is I still need to get this space filled up here because it's very empty, and I do kind of like this no peeking piece. I could do a snowflake, but now I want something under there. So what I could do is run some tape. That's what I'll do. So that we'll have tape appearing. So now when you open this up, this tape will appear here as well. I'm okay with this not being repeated. Oops. Yes. Part of the joys of washi tape is it rips. And it doesn't always rip the way you want it to. Okay, so I'm going to rip that off and then make sure I get a piece longer than what okay. We have sassy washi tape today. Make sure that you can see what I'm doing once I'm able to do it. Okay, so it looks like now I finally got it. And you know, as many rolls of washi tape as I have, I'm okay with this. Although this is the only color I have like this one, so I'll be sad when I'm done with this tape. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that's a little bit, that's long enough. And then so I think I'll use this side of it and go down there. Take these 2 pieces out. Okay. Now, because this no peeking arrow is an arrow, I'm going to start that a little bit sideways here. Off the side, I mean, not sideways. And the other thing I'm doing is I'm kind of making sure that the snowflake here covers this join in the tape, or this spot in the tape. So I think what I'll do is leave that on there. And get this under here. And the no peeking is it's kind of wrapped up like a present or something. I don't know. Whatever. It's the first year I was able to decorate my room, so I'm excited about that. All right. know that I like seeing the edge of the arrow there. All right, good. So that looks good, and maybe it needs an enamel dot too. And it's funny because this is more green, so, or maybe it needs a star or a heart. See, back to the no fingernail thing, or little fingernails. Or I could use, this is kind of like squirrel. The one thing I didn't see until just now is my puffy stickers here have ornaments in them that I could have used as well too, because that would have been good. I think it's too late because it's already down, but maybe what I want to do is put a little star here. Let's see, let's use this so it doesn't end up down and I can't take it up. I like the green. I think that's too small. And these are from 'Tis the Season. I don't know if I said that or not. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Using something I haven't used before, which is my puppy stickers. I'm going to show you those. And that's from the Tis the Season collection from Ellie's Studio. Okay, so I think other than the journaling then, I am done. It's a lot of chaos here today, isn't it? So I can tuck this in, and I'll show you how this all... Oh, wait, we're not done. Or I'm not done. Because I have to get pieces of paper here. And I'm going to go back to this piece right here. And I'll just cut. There's a nice little border strip here I'm kind of trying to save. And we'll see. Can I use this one piece for the whole thing? Yeah, I can. So I'm just going to cut down the middle of this line here. And I don't really care that edges are even or that kind of thing, because I can even everything up with my scissors. I just want to make sure it's high enough, which it is. And then this side, you probably remembered that I needed to do that. I forgot. Okay. So now I have, oops, just trying to clip these edges off, and this needs to come up a little there. All right, and then just take that, and I think I'm gonna have to cut a little bit off the top here, or off the photograph somewhere. I want the edge, bottom edge, to be to stay stable, so that edge doesn't get cut off, because I like the reveal down here below the tape. So that's why I'm doing it like this. I ended up with a little bit more on the right than the left. Let's see how forgiving my ATG is here, and it was pretty forgiving. Let's try that again and not just look at the bottom edge. Okay, that looks good. Okay, there. And now see, this top edge is a little bit over. My trimmer's still cutting crooked, and so it doesn't always cut that right, but that looks good. So now you can't see it. All right, so this is going to go in this pocket, because that's, oops, needs to go this way. There's day 5. And then what I'll do is I'm just going to put this in so you can see how it is. And again, as I always do, I'll take photographs. And then this this needs to go this way. And I could have journaled on that tag too, but I just chose not to. Oh, I love how this looks. I think I say this all the, you know, this spread was my favorite. Now I think this one is my favorite. So, here it is with the 2 cards. This one I did leave blank. I'm really glad I did that. I like how this filled in just this blank space with the number, and that this photo is just clean and white, and the white echoes here, and I've got the little dot to echo it here. Like I said, I could have journaled on this tag, but I chose not to. There's a little bit of green in here and in here, so that green picks up on it and just adds another color. I think it pops the spread. So there's that, and then when you open it up, this is what it looks like. We have the photo that I didn't love but wanted representative. That kind of filled up that area, and we got the, you know, this all works great. It's all the pictures together, and then I'll have lots of room for journaling about my feelings about my new room and being able to decorate and all that. So that is the end of day 6. Hope you are all well. This one's probably a little bit longer just because I had 5 pockets to fill this time. But if you these little snap pieces are really nice if you use pocket pages. If you are a pocket page scrapper, you probably know that. The only time I really pocket page scrap is when I'm doing my December daily, but I really love how that turned out. All right, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.